The Bengals are entering one of the most important off seasons in franchise history. They know they have the right man under center in Joe Burrow. While he only played 10 games as a rookie, he flashed his potential. What's this offseason about? Well, it's about making life easier on the star quarterback as he hit a lot of flaws within the Bengals organization last season, including the offensive line. And that's where my offseason plan starts. If the Bengals are going to have a successful offseason, they need to sign not one, but two proven offensive linemen in free agency. There's a lot of talk about Penei Sewell and this rookie tackle class and the rookie offensive lineman that can make an impact. That's fine, and maybe they will. And the Bengals have 8 draft picks and can address that in April. But until then, they need to be aggressive in free agency, aggressive in going after guys like Trent Williams, the number 1 tackle on the market. Is Williams going to command a lot of money? Absolutely. I wouldn't be shocked if he makes $20 million annually when it's all said and done. But I think that's worth it. You pay $20 million a year for a guy like Williams. Guess what? He's a star left tackle. You're turning a position of weakness into a strength because you can move Jonah Williams to the right side at right tackle, and suddenly both tackle spots are firm and under control. But let's say Trent Williams is wishful thinking and they don't get a chance to even meet with him. Well, that's fine. Darrell Williams, a right tackle, is expected to hit the market. Another guy who could be a significant upgrade, won't command nearly as much money on the open market. You could probably get him for around $10 million per season. Clear upgrade. Who else? Well, everyone's talking about Joe Thuney and how he would fit in Cincinnati. He's a Cincinnati native. Bringing him in at guard, absolutely sign me up. And let's say they go after Thuney, they get him, but they're unable to get either one of the Williams brothers. And they're not really brothers, but for this sake of this, we'll call them brothers. Maybe go after a guy like Russell Okung, who's not going to get franchise tagged by the Carolina Panthers. That could be Taylor Moton. If Moton hits free agency, by the way, he might be the best fit of any of these guys because he's entering his prime. He's a right tackle, comes in. Jonah Williams doesn't have to move. So Moton, sign me up as well. But go after these guys. Aggressively address your weaknesses, because if they sign 2 proven offensive linemen, 1 guard, 1 tackle, guess what? Maybe they do take Penei Sewell in the draft, and that's the route they go. But if not, if Sewell doesn't happen to be there, or maybe the Bengals aren't as high on Sewell as everybody else, because I think without a doubt he's the number 1 offensive lineman in this draft class, well, then they can feel good about Jamar Chase. They can feel good about Jalen Waddle or Kyle Pitts or any number of the offensive weapons that are going to be available at number 5 that, guess what, is going to make Joe Burrow's life easier. So my offseason plan, it's about flexibility. Make sure that you get the necessary pieces to keep Joe Burrow upright. And then at number 5, if Sewell's the top player on your board and he's there, take him. Because Jonah Williams can play guard. Jonah Williams can play any number of spots. Nick Saban endorsed him before the draft, and I believe that. So let's say you went out and signed Trent Williams, and then Sewell's the top guy on your board. Take him. Let's say you go out and sign Taylor Moton or Russell Okung or one of these other guys, and Sewell's the top player on your board. Take him, because if he starts at left tackle and you sign a starting right tackle, you can kick Jonah Williams inside and suddenly your offensive line is a position of strength. But regardless, weapons are the next priority for me. I'm going after a Jamar Chase. I want to go after a Jalen Waddle. I want to go after a Kyle Pitts. Add one of these guys to Joe Burrow's arsenal. If that can't happen, if that doesn't happen, heck, if the Bengals know if Sewell's there, that's where we're going, regardless of what we do in free agency, then attack the weapons in free agency. Go after a Curtis Samuel. If you could get Curtis Samuel in this offense, oh, buddy, buckle up, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe you want to spend a little bit more money. I think Allen Robinson's out of the question. Kenny Galladay's some of the top flight wide receivers. But maybe you do sign a Curtis Samuel and maybe a Josh Reynolds to a 1-year deal. There are options, and that's the key. Is my offseason plan, flexibility and options in different scenarios. The one thing they have to address, you agree with it, I agree with it, the whole world agrees with it. They have to get better in the trenches. They have to be better in the offensive line. And the way you do that, the way you guarantee it, is by addressing it in free agency. And then if you don't take a tackle at 5, hell didn't freeze over, right? It's not going to be the end of the world, and you can take one in the 2nd round or the 3rd round. The same goes for the guard position. So that's how I'm addressing the biggest weakness. And then if you do that, edge, you could certainly address that. I think keeping Carl Lawson has to be at the top of the priority list. William Jackson, a little lower to me, but I still think they can get it done. make sure you check out allbengals.com. My offseason plan just dropped. And yes, Trent Williams will be my number one target if I was Bengals GM. Check it out right now. And man, we have a ton of content coming your way here on this YouTube channel. So if you're new, welcome. And if you've been here, thanks for watching. We'll be back with way more Bengals coverage right here on YouTube and allbengals.com.